T.S. T.K.S. Elangovan.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir, for giving me an opportunity to speak on this subject. Sir, various aspects of inflation was discussed in this House so far. Opposition parties charging the government, accusing the government, and ruling party defending it. And there are good suggestions. There are suggestions which will definitely help. Sir, for the third time I am speaking on this subject. And every time we make some suggestions, but I don't know how far the government has taken up this suggestion. Sir, when in the past we were happy when many world countries crumpled due to economic recession, India could survive the onslaught. This means that our economy can be interdependent as well as independent. So we have to have some independent ways to save our economy. Sir, a recent report by the UN committee is very alarming. I wish to read out some portions of the report of the United Nations ESCAP, Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Sir, the report says, India is among the most affected countries on account of rising food prices. According to it, this prevented more than 19 million people in the region, a good chunk of them Indian, from pulling themselves out of poverty last year. That should sound a warning call to the government, which is battling rising food prices somewhat lackadaisically thus far. Another part of this report says, along with select Asian countries, may have to contend with an additional number of people between 10 million and 42 million being affected by high food prices over next year. At least 10 to 42 million people will be affected by the increasing, escalating food prices over the next year. It further says, this could mean that policymakers will have urgently review and hasten efficiency improvement and expansion of the scope and implementation of key national scale social welfare and poverty alleviation programs such as the PDS, food law implementation and the NREGA. Sir, another study by one Surabhi Mittal, an agricultural economist, says that for India to be ranked with some of the poorest nations, on impact on inflation and high food prices and postponement of Millennium Development Goal poverty alleviation deadlines is a grave development. Soaring food prices and inflation have brought down the real income of people below the poverty line and may have neutralized the positive impact of targeted programs such as the NREGA. The impact of NREGA we will lose the impact. We will lose the impact of NREGA because of the rising food prices. That is what the report says. Bad weather in key food producing countries, increasing use of crops as biofuels and speculation in commodity markets, which we have been cautioning time and again that speculative market is going to do harm to the people of India. Speculation in commodity markets have added to a long-term decline in agricultural investment and affected food supplies, according to the study. Further, it warns, it is important to note that in individual countries such as local conditions such as poor logistics can make such problems more acute. This is the report, sir. This report is alarming. So the government should take to consider as to how to overcome these problems. Sir, the Honorable Finance Minister had made a statement, statement on inflation. He had made certain suggestions. One particular point is that there is an urgent need to amend and enforce the Agricultural Produce Marketing Act to enable farmers to bring their products to retail outlets and also allow retailers to directly purchase from the farmers. Sir, this was a scheme and which was implemented in Tamil Nadu when the DMK under the leadership of our leader Dr. Kalaignar M. Karunanidhi was in power in the year 1996. We had farmers markets. Farmers can directly come to the market, sell their produce to the retailers so that they will get, there is no middleman. Without a middleman, they can sell their produce. We had formed, during our government, the DMK government rule, we had formed more than 100 such markets, which was a very successful scheme. Unfortunately, it is not enforced now because of change of guard in the state. Throughout the state. Throughout the state. Likewise, a durable solution to inflation is improving agricultural productivity, strengthening food supply chains. Sir, the importance of strengthening of supply chains, sir, in the early 60s, the cooperative movement were instrumental in playing an effective role to strengthen supply chains. Now, the role of cooperative movement societies have diminished, and no more, whether even if there are cooperatives, they are not functioning effectively. So the government should think of having such cooperative societies to strengthen the supply chain. Further, as was earlier demanded by our honorable friend from the TMC, that cold storage of perishable food products should be available in all important places of the country. So the government should immediately come up with making cold storage units everywhere throughout the country to protect at least 40% of the food, perishable food items are perishing because of want of cold storage. The government should come out with a scheme to build cold storage at various points of the state. With these words,
Sum up, please.
I conclude, sir. Thank you.